はい、皆様、15時40分を過ぎたところでございます。次のゲームは、フランスのビデオゲームの傑作でございます。ザゼッテでございます。はい、私、奏者を務めます、鉄と申します。よろしくお願いいたします。ありがとうございます。はい、こちら、
Hello, hello, hello. I am NPC and I am in charge of this wonderful commentary of this wonderful game that we are about to see called ZADETTE. I don't know how to really explain what you're about to watch, but I will do my best. Yeah, so you're just waiting until the game gets started, and as you can see from the demo, it's going to be an amazing experience.
はい、それでは、ニューゲームを押した瞬間からタイマースタートになります。それでは3カウントで始めていきたいと思います。それではいきます。3、2、1、スタートです。
スタートです。グッドラックでございます。
So naturally, instead of really starting the game, we're just going to go right into the game, quit out, and then hit continue and save about 5 seconds of intro. And so, as you can see, we have this gigantic sprite that takes up a good portion of the screen. And as you can see, we have deadly snakes, and we have these little spikes that we're just going to jump across. It's very, the way to describe it is that each jump across those spikes is very precise. It's not pixel perfect, but when you're doing a speed run of it, it almost feels like it because you have to jump just at the right time. We have already seen green snakes, and we've seen these orbs that fly across. Green snakes just take one hit, and the flying orbs, to ultimately kill them, you just want to move forward a little bit and hit them and the fireball at the same time that they're going to shoot out. You can wait for them to shoot the fireball, but then you're going to worry about getting hit. As you can see, this sword has a massive hitbox, but the developers of the game made sure that there was just the right amount of space that if you missed your hit, you would screw up. So now we are at the first boss, which is the ruler of the desert. It has 4 different attacks in the first cycle. As you can see, the first 2 attacks is that it will start blinking and it will attack with 3 fireballs. And so right now we're just trying to back up this guy into a corner so we can just do some damage. Now he's laid a spike in front of us, so we can't attack as much as we want. But now they're jumping over, and now we got the enemy pinned to the wall, so we can just keep wailing on him until... There we go. And naturally, we back into the spike just because the death animation is much quicker to fade out than just waiting for the victory music to go on. So now we are in the cursed swamp. And even though this doesn't look like there's any skips to this just because of how slow you're moving, we're going to Tetsuo is going to try and do a skip of the third tentacle. We call this a tentacle skip because we're going to try and jump over the second tentacle at this very specific time. And we jump at it's very hard to try to get that jump because if you jump too low, you can get hit by the tentacle. If you jump too high, you don't have enough swinging. You don't have it. I'm going to say this in a weird way. you're going to not have a big enough hitbox in order to hit the snake. Even though you have this gigantic hitbox, it is sometimes not enough. But let me go over the category real quick. This is gamer percent, which means we're just going to beat the base game. No frivolous things we're doing. We're just going to go on through. There is real gamer percent, which if you find the hidden things in the level and destroy them, then you will fight the true final boss. But right now we're just concerned about beating the game. So now we're going to see if we can get tentacle skip. Yeah, we're going to get tentacle skip. It looks tight, but yeah. So yeah, like I said, those little spikes, you don't have that much room to jump over them. But this level is pretty much good from here. So we just have a couple of orbs we gotta destroy. And that right there, you can hypothetically jump and hit the orb to get onto the platform. It's a really tight window, and I am not that good at it. But yeah, we have a really good base of it was me, Tenmiku, Muware, and Nitsul who have all worked really hard originally on this. It's always nice to see people get into this game as much as we have. So we're on boss 2, which is the demonic octopus. And as you can see, it's not that hard a boss. It's a very simple, wait for the tentacle to go up, the head will pop out, and you can get 5 hits on each attempt. If you miss a swing, then you have to do 5 cycles. And the hard thing about this boss is trying to time the hit on the sword to hit the projectile that shoots out. You can jump over it, but that's a safety strat. Not that there's anything speedy about the safety strat. So now we're in the dark underground, and we have spikes that come out of the ground. So we are now introduced to blue snakes, and blue snakes take 3 hits instead of 1 hit. It is the worst enemy in the game for reasons that do not apply here, because here we can just deal with it, and we can just kill them along the way. さてここまでですね、ZADETTEの RTA をご覧になった方、興味が湧いてきたって方が So I doubt it's going to be test done here, but right now you just do a quick jump right after you jump just to get to the spike beforehand and let gravity take you down really quickly. There is a leap of faith pixel that you can jump and miss that spike. The thing is that it's so pixel perfect that if you miss it, you lose way too much time and you just have to restart the entire level. So you gain like a second or you lose like 2 minutes. これ本当に原文でございます。非常にユーモアあふれるスタッフのツイートをご紹介させていただきました。ありがとうございます。さあですね、こちらの3面のボス終了で3面のボスにかかります。こちらですね、20回撃破で So now we are going up against the water dragon. So what you can do is you can get 4 hits on the first part of the cycle and then 7 hits on the next part. And you have this tentacle you have to deal with, and then you have the second part, you have 2 tentacles that just shoot out at you. Trying to get 4 hits is a really tight window, and it does save you a little time in the end when you're trying to kill him on the second cycle. And now we are coming up upon the best level of the game. I know you guys love minecarts. We all love minecarts. So let's go on a minecart ride with ZADETTE. If you felt like ZADETTE could not be any taller, we now have a minecart ride where we have to dodge gears and fight orbs along the way. Now, one thing I've talked with the developers, the thing about the height of ZADETTE is that they were playing China Warrior on the TurboGrafx 16, and they thought, why don't we make a sprite that's even bigger than that? And that is why we have, and that gear is the hardest one to dodge this entire level. Usually if you get past that, you can feel you're a lot more comfortable because that second gear has a tight window. And even though it doesn't look like it, the right hand or right arm doesn't have a hitbox for the most part. And as you can see, ZADETTE is left-handed. He is swinging the sword left-handed. For anybody who loves left-handed protagonists, this is your game. So, so this boss is really easy. It will shoot out 2 gears, then a fireball, then it'll shoot out another gear, then it'll start shooting fireballs. And that's pretty much all you need to know, because you don't actually finish this first cycle. You just, and then jump off to speed up the victory. Now, if you felt like ZADETTE was too easy for you at this point, then this part always made it a lot more difficult, because now we have flying bats that will go back and then come forward, and then we also have the swinging sword. And you just, what you want to do is you want to try, because you can do all this in one cycle. But yeah, right there, it's a very tight window to make sure you get that platform. So you have to make sure you've done pretty much everything right, and then we got even more platforming that we have to do right here.
もうこれ簡単なゲームなんですけども、そうは問屋が下ろさないので慎重に進んでいきます。さてですね、この後にジャンプをしまして、マリモを冷静に攻撃しまして、ジャンプして乗りました。なんとすごいです。すごいです。めちゃくちゃすごい。
So now we got now we're going to have a part that's a bit tricky in that we're going to have to deal with the swinging swords and killing orbs at the same time. And the timing is very tight. And right now we're trying to rush to get to that swinging sword, and timing is going to be a little precise. We're going to get on the platform, there's going to be an orb we're going to have to kill, and you have to move up forward onto that platform, or else the orb's not going to chase you and it's going to just shoot out more fireballs. And I hope you like big faces here, because we're going to have the biggest of faces.
20回ヒットで撃破となります。開幕右側に足場に乗りまして、非常に大きな顔とね、面と向かいます。目からビーム、口からビームありますので、それを一緒に切りながら。
So now that you've enjoyed the bigness that is this face, we just keep trying to fight him and destroy the fireballs prematurely. From coming even close, and then. Yep, just jump back, let the sword hit you. And now we come up to a wonderful, wonderful sprite.
進んでいきましょう。6面でございます。道中のステージでは一番難しい難所となっております。4面と同じく強制スクロールステージでございますが、
So right now we have a gigantic auto scroller happening here. So if you die here, we would reset immediately, because, well, I mean, we would reset anyway, because we've worked really hard on trying to get the speedrun to be no death. And even though it looks, everything in this game is pretty much the same, so there's not really that much RNG up until the one part where it's incredibly RNG.
はい、画面右側にいますと、画面外からいきなり敵が突っ込んできて、ザゼッテ君が剣を振るスピードが間に合う。
One thing I will also mention is that the people have worked very hard. it was
ですね、見た目通り
the
に
two
ですね
people that
他のと
developed
ころで
this.
見た目
It's
通りの判定でございます。当たり
Artway.
判定ですので、下からの砲台の弾も避けつつ移動しなければなりません。はい、こちら難しいんでございます。さあ、こちらのですね、2本の刃が見えてきました。2本の刃をですね、綺麗に避けていきます。
Yeah, the two people that worked on this, Arc Senpai and Killer Rain, really did a good job on this game because this is an homage to 80s and 90s barbarian games. And the music they did was to mimic what a Genesis would sound like. And they did an incredibly good job. I love the music in this, even though it's not supposed to be like a bad parody. This is, I mean, it's like this is an homage to the games. It's not, even though it looks bad, it's really amazing and fun and difficult at the same time, especially if you're trying to be the real gamer. And also, if you feel like this game isn't hard enough, there is a better gameplay mode that if you want to try this, go and buy this game. Buy this game anyway. It's on sale. It's fun. And it's a great homage. But it's a better gameplay. Just go into options, press G, and ZADETTE moves like the wind. It is just the best gameplay. It's really hard to control too. But now we are at the final level, and this is just reminding you of all the enemies you have fought. For a little bit of what's the word?
RTA In Japan Winter
A reminder, just because we're going to be foreshadowing for the end of the game. And so this is very, very casual as opposed to the rest of the game. This is not hard whatsoever.
ぜひその思いを思いだけで終わらせず一歩踏み出してほしいです。私も RTA をやってみたいと思った直接的な理由は RTA In Japan を見たことがきっかけでした。何もわからないけれども熱意だけは誰にも負けないとやり続けて今この場所で RTA をしています。まだまだイベントは始まったばっかりです。一緒に楽しみましょう。そしてあなたにとって素敵な作品に出会えますように。そう、ザゼッテみたいにね。はい。
One thing I will mention, even for fun, there is all this is condensed in an image pack in the file folder, and you can unload that image pack and mess with the graphics as much as you want, and you can upload it back into the game and edit it. As it is a very fun feature to do, although it's not very it's not done that often. So now we're against the Face of Evil, which is as you can imagine an inspiration, the name inspiration from the Zelda Philips CDI games. So we have fireballs coming from the sky, so we have to get ZADETTE in a specific location each time, because we can only do so much damage, and we need to move to make sure that we're not going to get hit by the fireballs. So this next part, we get in front of him, and we can just, that is how big the hitbox is that we can just swing right out into space, it'll still hit him. So you can do one of two things. You can stay up front and just keep attacking, or you can just go into the back, and it's just your preference and how you want to attack, just as long as you just keep swinging the sword and keep on dealing damage, because this boss has the most health out of all the bosses in the game, which I think is about 70 hit points. That's 70 swings of the sword. And so we're now on the second cycle. Generally, this boss will be destroyed around the time when we're he is spitting out the gears. 切っていく。はい、切ります。そして前側にいれば歯車は回避することができます。さあ、1個、2個と出まして、
はい撃破でございます。
Okay, and now we are at the final form of the boss. And this is the reason why this game gets really tough, because now we have RNG to compete with. So we now have lightning that comes up, and we can manipulate it by just moving where we want. The enemies will come from the right, and they are complete RNG. It'll start with 3 enemies at one time. Then it's a pattern of 3, 3, 4, 4, 10. So we're going to get another 3 count of enemies coming around. And what we're not looking for are blue snakes. Blue snakes takes 3 hits and ruin the flow of destroying all the enemies. So as long as it's the final enemy, that's fine. But any other moment in the battle is not welcome. Okay, so we're just gonna... Okay, that was perfect. Perfect job. So now we're going to have the 10 count, and we are going to go as far back as we can, because the bats and snakes will there we go, got it. The bats and snakes will not come forward unless agitated, and that blue snake we just have to keep hitting back. And so ZADETTE has now reclaimed the light of ZADETTE, and we will now we have rescued the princess of ZADETTE.
今まで見たことないですね。ピンク色のドレスに金髪の女性。
なんて素敵なカラーリングなん
And I hope you all noticed that the entire crowd is wearing ZADETTE masks. It's just, I love when, you know, you have fun with a speed run and do stuff like that. But yeah, that is the end of Gamer Percent. Killyrain and Arc Senpai, who made this game, it's just an amazing game in my opinion. It's a great homage, and yeah, it's just great. Yeah.
画面に多分映ってるように後ろにいっぱいお面が見えるんですけども、こちらですね。
But yeah, like it says there, one less secret, one challenge, look closely in every level. But yep, I was really happy to get to talk about ZADETTE for a little bit, because usually I'm the one playing it. So yeah, shout your GGs to Tetueo, and yeah, it's a great game. ZADETTE!
それとですね、宣伝なんですけれども、私、北海道から今日やってまいりまして、来年の3月18、19でですね、私の地元である北海道十勝の帯広でオフライン RTA イベントを開催がもう決定しております。もしちょっと気になる方いらっしゃいましたら、この後ツイート、私のツイッターの方でなんかいろいろやりますんで、ぜひ注目していただければと思います。それとですね、来年の年始にレイド RTA というツイッチの企画のイベントがあるんですけれども、私と解説のゆとぼうさん両方とも出ますので、ぜひそちらの方もご注目いただければと思います。よろしくお願いします。はい。というわけで解説のゆとぼうさん、感想何かあったらお願いします。
初めての解説だったんですけども、非常にですねこちら楽しい現場と楽しいですねゲームをね解説させていただいて非常にありがたい、もういいですね体験させていただきました。ありがとうございます。
いや本当いい経験になりました。
いい経験でございます。
どんなゲームでもやれば楽しいし素晴らしいですよ。
楽しいです。
みんなやろう。
みんなZADETTEやりましょう。
RTA やろう。
0% 削減です。
はい。というわけで以上で、締めたいと思います。どうぞありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。